Hey, how's it going? This is Fred. Just wanted to bring a quick video to you to kind of let you know how I went from a 528, boosted my score up to a 734. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to talk about kind of the progress that I made, what I had to do, um, and then kind of show you guys some screenshots of kind of where I was and how I went up. Okay. So first things first, I had to fix my credit. I had to do things that were not what I was doing initially. You know, what got me into bad credit was not paying my bills, not having a plan, not setting up a budget. Okay. So they always say if you fail to plan, then you plan to fail. And I really didn't understand what that meant until it came to my finances. And once it did come to my finances, I knew I needed to do better, for me, my family, just to keep more money in my pocket rather than spending it uselessly on giving it to the banks. Okay. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get into this presentation. Okay. So, this is yesterday. I looked at my credit report this morning and it refreshed yesterday, the 15th of February. These are real numbers. These are my numbers. I have my personal information blacked out or not showing on the screen, just for my personal information. But as you can see, um, credit score can be better. It's good enough for what I need it for, because I'm not buying anything. I don't need my credit for anything right now. So I'm at a 734 as of yesterday. I have 14 open accounts. Never been late on any accounts. Don't have any collections. So this account summary, what I'm going to do is focus on that a little bit. Now, how can I assure myself that I'll never be late on making my payments to my different creditors? This is very easy. I go to the website and I schedule my payments for the minimum payment due on the due date. Now, if you're ever going to want to make additional payments, I suggest just making payments through your bill pay. Go to your bank online and create a payment to go through. Usually what I do is I make some type of payment about a week to 10 days before my due date, because that's when they transfer the data over to the credit reporting agency. So I want to make sure I get that information, get that payment in so it will reflect my payment prior to. Then I have the minimum payment set for that due date. Okay. So this is how I assure that I won't be late on my accounts. Collections, I don't have any collections. I don't want to see my payment, my accounts going to collections. If they do, it's going to bring my scores down. Okay. This middle section right here is right here, overall credit usage. This is everything on my report. So right now I'm using about $41,000. I have credit limit up to $227,700. So I'm using about 18%. I don't want to overutilize that. If I do, scores will drop. I'm already above what I want to be. I don't like going over 7%. But like I said, I don't need my credit right now. So I'm not worried about it. If I needed to use my credit, I would pay down all my bills strategically. Okay. So, and then over here to the debt summary, as you can see, is my credit card balances, loan debt. So this is my car payment and my home loan. Okay. And total debt's $517,000. Okay. Now, this is a FICO Pie Chart that I always talk about. I want you guys to pay close attention to this, because this is kind of how the payments work out. Okay. So payment history is 35% of your credit score, which is the biggest section. Now, credit scores range from 300 on the low end to 850 on the high end. 35% of 550, which is that point spread, is about 192 points. 192 and a half points is what it is. So if you are late on your payments, if you have collections, if you have public records, this is where you're going to see that information. This is where you're going to see massive score drops if you become late, up to 192 points. So you can lose a lot of points very fast if you're not making your payments. As you can see, I make my payment history. Experian reports me as being exceptional as far as making my payments. As you can see here, I've never made a 30-day late payment, never made a 60-day late payment. I'm always on time, paying 100% as agreed. I have 0 collections, 0 public records. Okay. Next section, and this is a section I really want to put a lot of focus on. So this section right here is the amount of debt. This is the credit utilization section. And this is a section where I always tell and recommend people to stay under 10%. I don't want you spending more than 10% because that once you do, your scores will begin to drop. As you can see, I'm at 31% revolving utilization, a little bit higher than what I want. But like I said earlier, I'm not using my credit, so I don't need it. If I did need it, I can go ahead and pay some of my balances down strategically, to get them under the 10% mark to get this dollar amount of debt into that exceptional category. As you can see, total balance on revolving and open-ended accounts is about $39,000. Like I said, this was reported as of yesterday. Now it does show 8 accounts with balances, so I'm going to go ahead and take you to that, so that way you can kind of see where I'm at. And what I've done is I have a breakdown of my balances that equal up to that 41,000. I also have listed here my credit limits based on each account, so that way you can kind of get a gauge of where I am, where my utilization lies, and how my balances are looking towards compared to my credit limits. So you'll see that percentage. You can go ahead and take a screenshot, kind of play with the numbers. First account, you would basically you take the $5,050, divide that by 9,500. That will give you a percentage, which would be the utilization. What I'll do is I'm going to go ahead and just do it on my end so I can kind of walk you through it. And that utilization will be 53%. So I'm 53% utilized on that one account. You can go down the list, and I would just target my spending as far as how I want to use my accounts or pay down my accounts to get those limits under that 10%. My file is kind of thicker, so I don't need to pay that much. Even if I paid this full balance off, I probably only get maybe 10, 15 points. So now I have a car loan. I bought a car last March. So when I bought that car, it was around the middle of the month, and I didn't have a payment due for 45 days. In this example, well, not an example, but in this slide right here, I show you that my car payment is listed as $414. It's actually $412 a month. And for easy argument, I'm going to go ahead and say that I've made 11 payments. So those 11 payments equal up to $4,554. Now, if you take the loan amount, which is here, $27,799, and you subtract the amount of $4,554, you come up with $23,245. But as you can see, as of January 30th, my balance is $22,013, so it's over $1,000 less than what this amount minus this amount is. And the reason being is because of the additional payments that I make. Okay. My goal is to pay the car off in 3 years, 36 months. So by March of 2023, this account will be paid. If not by then, I'm thinking probably anywhere between 24 and 30 months is when I'll have it paid off. That's my goal. Okay. So looking at this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down and break it down a little bit further for you. Okay. So this is, I pulled up the account online, and this is the balance that's reporting. This balance here that's reporting $22.13, this $13 is interest. Okay. So the current balance reporting on my loan with the bank is reporting $22,000. Okay. I don't have a payment due for another 6 months. I don't have a payment due until August. If you look here, my payment is listed as $414. I only have to pay $341.83. That will take care of that August payment. Okay. So I don't even have to pay the $414. All I have to do is pay $341. That will pay my August bill. So I just kind of wanted to draw your attention to that, because even though I make payments every month, technically I don't even need to make a payment for another 6 months, just because I prepay the account. Usually I pay about at least 2 payments a month. At a minimum, I pay 1 payment every month, but usually I pay over 1, usually 2, maybe 2.5. Okay. The next section is the credit history. This is the length of time that you've had your credit. As you can see, this is 15% of your score, or 82.5 points. You want to be at least 7 years old. I like to say try to keep your average length of accounts at 7 to 8 years. Once you get over that 8th year and you're into the 9th year, your accounts will get really solid. You'll have that long credit history that they look for. That will turn that good into an exceptional. Okay. So as you can see here, my average time is 6 years 1 month. My oldest account is 15 years old. Next thing is new credit. So this is kind of again, I don't need credit, so I'm not really worried about it. Mine is listed as fair. Why is it fair? Well, it's listed fair because my most recent account open was 5 months ago. Okay. Over the past year, I have 2 inquiries. I did open an account a few months ago with one of my banks, where I got a $25,000 credit limit, and then I also refinanced my home, so that's a new account. So those are why the recent accounts has dropped my scores here, and this is new credit. So if you're getting inquiries, if you're getting new accounts, how long ago was that happened? Okay. This right here is going to show you the credit mix. This is another 55 points. As you can see, I have exceptional. I've maxed out on this section right here. Okay. Is asking, do I have revolving accounts reported? Yes. They're being used. Yes. Bank issue credit card accounts, credit cards being used and reported? Yes. And do I have installment loans, including mortgages? Yes. They're being used and they're being reported. So this is kind of what you want to focus on, folks. You want to make sure that you're dealing with your payment history. You want to make sure that you're using revolving accounts. Okay. We want the credit mix to be at least 3 to 5 revolving accounts, at least 3 to 5, and at least 1 installment account. If you do this, it's going to help with your credit mix, but it's also going to help with your utilization if you use the accounts properly, and eventually it will help with your history. Okay, so there are all kinds of sections that intertwine with each other, but they all work together. Okay, so this is kind of a snapshot of where I've been since the beginning of this year. As you can see, I dropped 734. This is over the past week that my scores dipped. Okay, and this is kind of where I've been since November of 2019. As you can see, my lowest score reporting was 692, which is good. It's not the best, but it's good. It's good enough. Okay. All these sections here in the green, as you can see, all those sections are very good. They'll get me qualified for top tier financing, so I'm not worried about it. As long as I'm in that green, which is where I would get to if I needed to use my credit before even applying, because I want to make sure I have the best odds of getting approved. So just a quick video of kind of how I personally have worked with my credit. I'm not one who's going to go out and say, hey, this is what I do or this is what we do. I'm going to show you what I do. This is my actual credit report. If you're dealing with somebody and they're not transparent enough to show you exactly where they are, what their credit looks like, you want to ask yourself, is this the person who I want to do business with? So that being said, I want to thank you guys for taking a few minutes out of your day to listen to my presentation. My name is Fred Livai. I'm a certified FICO professional. If you guys have any questions, comment below. Give me a call, 1-800-972-3970. I'd love to answer any kind of questions that you guys might have. Just wanted to kind of walk you guys through exactly what it is that I do, what I've done over the years to try to get me to where I'm at. It's not an easy task. I know a lot of times people come into credit repair and they want to get things done immediately. It's just not the way things work. There's no shortcut to getting things to fall off your credit. Now, taking the first step to know that you do need credit repair, that's the first step. Second step is to go ahead and put an action into place. What kind of action are you going to put into place? Are you going to do the credit yourself? Work on your inaccuracies that are reporting on your credit report, things that cannot be verified. Those type of things, according to the Fair Credit Reporting Act, should not be reporting. And if they don't correct it, they should remove it. That's what the law states. I'm not an attorney, but you can check with an attorney to ask them what they feel. And that's the same answer you should get. So if you like the video, please give me a thumbs up. Share the video with those who you feel may need this information. And, subscribe to the channel. It helps our channel grow. If you have recommendations on what you'd like to talk about or have me talk about, I'd love to put together a program for you. Put together a video for you to help address those concerns. So that being said, again, I want to thank you guys for taking the time, and you have a good day.